If you're a shorty and you want to stay on top of the trends, this video is for you. There are a couple of different ways that trends are created. They can trickle up from the street, but traditionally they trickle down from the runways. By looking at the catwalks, we can identify patterns and figure out what will be popular in the next few years. In Runway the Short Way, I decipher which are the most favoring to shorter statures. Because let's face it, not all trends are created equal. There are some that I won't say are off limits, but they can be quite a challenge to pull off as a shorty. In this episode, I will be breaking down the Fall/Winter 2024 trends from the catwalks so that you know what to wear now to stay ahead of the curve, but also beyond. According to the Fall/Winter 2024 shows, you now have permission to wear coats as dresses. Gucci, Yves Saint Laurent, Jacquemus, Michael Kors, and Philosophy di Lorenzo Serafini all put out very wearable looks featuring this trend. This look isn't for everyone, but for those of you brave enough to wear a coat as a dress, know that you'll be reaping the elongating benefits of an unbroken vertical. If you don't want to bear it all underneath your coat, I'd recommend a slip dress. Now, as for the types of coats you could do this with, I don't think you're limited. I'm personally a fan of the juxtaposition between a fur coat and a bare leg. And by fur coat, I mean faux fur, of course. We saw this at Acne, Celine, Ushansong, and Iro. I thought the oversized brooches at Alexander McQueen and Philosophy di Lorenzo Serafini were such a nice sophisticated touch. It really added some dimension to the coats. It's also a pretty easy thing that we could all duplicate with a vintage brooch or pin from the thrift store. For those of you that want to accentuate your waist, opt for belts that match your coat so that you don't compromise the long vertical. Prime examples of this include trench coats or rope-like coats, as seen on Balenciaga, Christian Siriano, Jacquemus, Ludovic de Saint-Germain, and Mosqueda. For those of us that want to accentuate our height, let's take a cue from Gucci and Ludovic de Saint-Germain and wear a thick choker that matches our coat. To soften up the look or for more coverage, opt for some tights, as we saw in Ludovic de Saint-Germain, Nina Ricci, or Petites. As a shorty, you know that showing some skin is one of the many ways we find balance in our outfits, whether it is by showing some leg, pulling up our sleeves, or wearing sheer styles. The Fall/Winter 2024 runways offered us another skin-bearing tactic: distress clothing. We spotted looks at Anaya Records, Copernic, Diesel, Petites, Jason Wu, Mark Fast, Maison Margiela, Roberto Cavalli, and Roxanda. One of the most innovative trends to be introduced in the Fall/Winter 2024 catwalks is the idea of integrative scarves. To fully understand what I'm talking about, let's take a peek at the different ways this was executed. First, we have scarves as part of the dress. For examples, we can look to Anaya Records, Anna Sui, Anteprima, Burberry, Esther Manaz, Issey Miyake, and Rotate. Second, scarves as capes. While similar to dresses, evening wear deserved its own section because of the difference in execution. The scarves were lightweight and sheer, so when the models walked, it appeared like they were wearing capes. Just take a peek at these looks by Alberta Ferretti, Elie Saab, Mugler, and Nina Ricci. Number 3, scarves as part of a shirt. These tend to be long and thin, and at the very least, match the color of the shirt. For examples, we can look to Hermes, IFM Paris, Laquan Smith, Nina Ricci, and Retrofit. Number 4, scarves matching the sweater perfectly. This was spotted at Alberta Ferretti, Etro, Retrofit, Stella McCartney, and Tommy Hilfiger. The most interesting take on this was Etro's look number 6, where the scarf was a part of a single sweater sleeve. 5. Scarves as an extension of a coat. For some straightforward examples of this, let's look to Alberta Ferretti, Anteprima, Brandon Maxwell, MSGM, and Tokyo James. Now for some more drapey sculptural versions of this, we have looks by Gauche and Rohan. I don't know about you, but I've definitely been sleeping on Scarf's ability to accentuate my stature. Every season, there's new monochrome dressing colors established. These 3 are the ones from Fall/Winter 2024 that will be prevalent for the next few years. Accentuate your height by dressing head to toe in these colors. Number 1, Dusty Rose. It's like Barbie pink, but all grown up. Chloe had an abundance of looks with varying shades. Other shows contributing to this trend include Le Point, Michael Kors, Stella McCartney, and Zimmerman. 2. Mossy Greens. All shades of green are having a revival right now, but not all can be worn head to toe easily. Take Chartreuse for example. Now, earthy hues like mossy greens are easy to pull off. For inspiration, let's take a look at Alberta Ferretti, Diru, Ferragamo, Gucci, Giada, Loro Piana, and Roberto Cavalli. 3. Yellows. I've seen this described as the butter yellow trend, but I spotted a wider range from pastel yellows at Gucci, Hermes, and Jacquemus to mustard yellows at Diru, Giambattista Valli, and Luisa Spagnoli. Remember that varying hues won't take away from the overall vibe of the look, nor the flattering qualities. Stay tuned for videos on how I will be styling these trends, and if you want to see fellow shorties wear them, make sure to follow Petite Fashion Digest on Instagram, as I will be posting a carousel roundup. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, keep it short. This trend is perfect for those of us who struggle to get their dogs not to jump on them. Right, Mila?